One of my followers wanted me to ask you about Suge in the interview I did with him and how he came out and confirmed that Tupac wasn't violated in prison.
It definitely wasn't true. I'm almost certain, even though I wasn't in prison with him, but I can feel like I can vouch and be certain that it wasn't true, that it didn't happen. You got to understand, man, with today's, you know, information, everything is online. Dallamore, whatever it's called, correction facility, Clinton correction facility. I don't know about now, but back then it was ran by a bunch of racist um white correctional officers that Pop used to say. They used to walk up to us and say the N-word, and that was unheard back then, that white people looking at you and saying, and they were saying these things to him, saying racist thing. Man, somebody would, that thing, it would have been linked online, or it would have been, even from the health department of the correctional facility, somehow somebody would have got that out there, because people would have got money from it. You know what I mean? And they keep records of these things. But it definitely didn't happen. I don't even know how people said Suge, started that rumor. Because I always like, that was strange. Like, why would he? They say he started when he know it didn't happen to Pac.
Did Pac speak to you personally about that?
No, no, no. He never spoke to me about it, but he said it many times in interviews. Um, we remember the I remember Wendy Williams, from what we heard, was the one who started that rumor. And I remember Pop, because we was in the studio. I was on the song. He did a song going crazy on Wendy Williams. He did on the song. I think, I don't listen to music, been so many years, but I was in the studio, or maybe I was on that song as well, where he was dissing Wendy Williams because he said she's the one that got on the radio, started that rumor. You understand? So when she started that rumor back in the day, it started spreading.
Yeah, I know the song you referring to. It's a song called "Why You Turn on Me," and he dissing her at the end. But yeah, I don't think you was on the song. But yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
I gotta be careful because people be these weirdos that go, he's not on that song, he's making up stuff. That's why I say I know I was in the studio, but maybe I was on the song. I don't remember because we did so much, work together.
Right, right. Yeah, that never made sense to me because Pac was a big name, so he wasn't with the other inmates. So yeah, I never understood that.
Yeah, I guess people, we living in a time where majority of the people run with stuff that just is not true. Like, that's the nature of human beings. They gossip. So if they hear something that sound like that, it's just going to be ran with, especially if a woman, who was a very big radio host at that particular time, had people from all over the country listening, saying something like that. Maybe some people will believe it. You understand? But it would have already been out there. Um, I'm sure, because it seemed like Pac was getting visits like all the time. You know what I mean? Somebody would have saw some lumps on his head or something, but his spirit had been broken. Like, he was himself. He was chilling. He was like, man, I have no problems in here. I think the only people that he didn't respect or was having some issues with was the correctional officers. So people just run with rumors, man. I guess, you know, these things, but what did Suge say? Like, how did that rumor start that he said it? Where did that come from?
Yeah, he said that Tupac when he was in prison. Actually, I can play it for you. Hold on, give me a second. So I gotta ask you, man. I don't want to waste no time. It's been a rumor going around that Pac he was violated in prison, and people they're alleging that you confirmed this. Can you speak on that?
Now, this is the thing. There's no way, to my knowledge, that Tupac ever been violated in prison. And I'm quite sure if it was a situation where he was violated or something, he would have told me. Because I was there to go there anywhere he needed to go there. I ain't from New York, but I got a lot of good friends from New York. So if I say we're going to go, they're going to go. And whoever with them is going to go. I never read anything about Tupac being violated. But I'm going to say it like this. Pac is a real one. And if anybody can get beat up sometime, 10 motherfuckers can beat somebody up. But I'm quite sure if that really would have happened, Pac would have got on him. Or he'd have told me about it, and we'd have got on, we'd have took a ride to his homies. That's facts. I ain't never going to sit there and say Tupac got his manhood taken in prison. Number one, if that did happen, it's definitely not to my knowledge. I would say no, it didn't happen. But if that did happen, what I'm gonna talk about it for? I'm gonna be action.
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that because I think what they did when they try to run with when they try to say that Pac they try to say, Suge said it happened and that's why the movie got to be real. I think they kind of twisted it because and ran with that. But I agree with them.